Welcome to the European Dead Zone. We're going to be spending a lot of time together, you and I. When I asked Hawthorne for help, I never dreamed she'd drop a guardian at my door. Devram K, the 8th, at your service. I won't lie to you, the EDZ is in rough shape, but I dare say you look ready for a few rounds with the enemy. Let's get down to business, shall we?
What's going on, Guardians? TBL here, and the worst kept secret of the week has finally been cleared for reveal. So strap yourself in, there is a lot to uncover here. Now, the video starts off showing us a new way to activate some patrol mission events by utilizing a transmat zone flag. We've learned about this from some previous interviews, but it was still kind of cool to see it in action. You'll notice that once you activate this transmat flag, it fully charges the supers of everyone in your party, giving you a great head start to the public event. Now, the event itself was a standard zone defense event featuring increasing waves of Cabal. And the video showed off some new scout rifle, auto rifle, and rocket launcher gameplay over the course of the event. It was overall very similar to a Warsat type event where you needed to stay in a centralized location, upload data, and basically protect that location from increasing waves of enemies. Towards the end, it spawned a special mob called the Warhound, who upon being defeated, cleared the event. Now, upon completion of the event, a special chest spawned, rewarding Guardians with about 359 Glimmer, rare armor, and a new item called an EDC token. It was later shown off that these Dead Zone tokens are used to purchase reputation gains with the European Dead Zone faction, which is a faction that you can rank up by completing tasks while playing in the European Dead Zone. Doing stuff like lost sectors, patrol missions, patrol events, and all that other stuff will get you rep towards that faction, which does have its own set of rewards. But more on that in a little bit. We also got to see a greatly increased Glimmer cap, and additionally we got to see some new items called Dusklight shards, which are redeemable collectibles that you can pick up sort of like planetary materials. In addition to the Dusklight shards, you'll also find shards of the Traveler scattered throughout these patrol zones. Scanning them will get you a bit more lore on the world space around you, and will just help to overall create more of a flowing narrative within Destiny 2. They did say they wanted to inject that lore, that narrative, that story into actual gameplay, and that definitely is the case between the adventures that you'll be going on and these shards of the Traveler all over the world. After the initial patrol event, they jumped to another part of the map where the video showed Guardians taking down a high-value target during a patrol mission. Upon its defeat, it dropped a treasure chest containing Glimmer and a European Dead Zone token. These high-value targets seem to just spawn across the map, and apparently aren't locked to any specific patrol event or patrol mission. They can just spawn out in the world, and upon defeating them, they'll drop a chest with tons of loot. Meaning if you're running patrol, you'll have plenty of opportunities to get Glimmer and EDZ tokens so you can boost up your rep and get other items. After that, they showed that golden chests, those planetary chests from Destiny 1, are indeed returning. And upon picking them up, you'll get 1k Glimmer and some EDZ tokens. Now in Destiny 1, I do believe we had about 5 of those per planet. So I'd imagine at the very least we'll probably have at least the same amount per patrol space in Destiny 2. At least one can hope. After that, we actually got to see some Lost Sector gameplay, and they can indeed be activated straight from the patrol map. You don't need to go into orbit or to even bring up your map. If you find a Lost Sector out there, you can just waltz right in and start that encounter. Upon completing the Lost Sector, defeating all the enemies inside, you will get a treasure chest with some rewards. After that, the video showed off that you can start story missions and adventures from patrol now. No more backing into orbit to reset things. And they started an adventure from the map titled Reversing the Polarity, which was narrated and led by Ikora Rey. This adventure had you carrying a spark of light to a Cabal station and using it to sabotage their power supply. And this was a fully narrated spot, giving you some lore behind the Cabal in that zone and what exactly they were working on, a giant weapon inside of a base. Now, completing the first half of this adventure in the Cabal camp rewarded you with a small chest that granted you Glimmer and EDZ tokens, after completing only the first objective, so you'll be getting multiple rewards throughout these adventures. After that, Ikora stated that the Cabal were creating a powerful new weapon and sent you to a base to help destroy it. After the Guardian made their way to the base, they stole a power core and used it to sabotage the weapon's energy source before engaging in a Warsat-esque tower defense against waves of Cabal. After defending the spot for a long enough time, they completed the adventure and the Guardian was gifted rare armor and EDC tokens. So just from what we had seen thus far, it looks like you're going to be picking up a ton of EDC tokens over the course of your adventures in the new patrol spaces. And after watching that particular adventure, we got to see exactly where you'll be putting those EDC tokens to use, with a brand new NPC named Devrin K, who's going to act as sort of a vendor slash cryptarch outside of the farm. You'll recognize him as the lone sniper from the tower in one of the previous Destiny 2 trailers. And he's the NPC you'll go to when you've earned enough rep to level up with the EDZ faction, in a way similar to that of the factions from Destiny 1. And we actually got to see that process in action. Leveling up with the EDZ will grant you EDZ Engrams. These can of course decrypt into legendary weapons and armor. And with all of these activities giving you a ton of EDZ tokens, it looks like leveling up this faction isn't going to be too difficult at all. Since again, you can just pump those tokens into this faction, boosting your rep and then leveling up with it. It's a really interesting system, and I kind of hope that they implement that into some of the other factions, both returning and new. After that, we got to see the special Virgin Media Sparrow in action a bit, as well as a new Fallen Pursuit public event. But that's not where things ended. A second video actually came out. It's much shorter, only about 3 minutes. Now, the gameplay for this second video was mostly things we've seen before, but one very special thing, or rather two very special things, happened towards the end. Upon leveling up, that player received a new type of engram called a Bright Engram. Now, this is an entirely new engram type, so we're not quite sure what's going to be inside of it. It could be a new form of Sublime engrams, or it could be something more similar to the prestigious engram we got to see in previous gameplay a month or so ago. What we do know is that after you've hit the max EXP level, leveling up will grant you Bright Engrams, and you'll be able to exchange those Bright Engrams for coveted items that we'll learn more about after the game launches. Additionally, we also learned what the rewards for flashpoints are going to be. If you'll remember, flashpoints are going to be those kind of once a week nightfall tier in-game activities that take place in patrols. They might be like souped up patrol events or something like that. Completing them will grant you a luminous planetary engram, which will grant you special in-game tier rewards. As we learn more, we'll be sure to keep you updated on it. But once they completed the public event, they also earned a chest which granted them rare armor and, surprisingly, an exotic engram, proving that those are indeed going to be a thing moving forward into Destiny 2. There are going to be some exotics that you can just get from engrams that'll drop while you're engaging in normal play. And personally, I think this is all pretty cool. There's a lot of changes and a lot of information contained within these two videos, but it really confirms a lot of good stuff, like golden chests are coming back. Patrol events are definitely going to be rewarding this time around, where you can utilize them as a reliable source of glimmer, EDZ tokens, engrams. It looks like there's just going to be a ton of benefits to playing Patrol this time around. I mean, between all of the treasure chests and the game modes that can get you those treasure chests, the EDZ tokens, the glimmer, the high value targets which will just be out in the world, and of course the reputation you can get with the EDZ faction from just completing all of those events. It looks like it's going to be a fantastic time around patrolling the European Dead Zone, and it's definitely going to be well worth your while. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much it for your wrap up of these two specific videos. There's supposed to be even more information coming out today, so make sure you're staying tuned to Planet Destiny, where we will be covering everything we learn about the European Dead Zone, patrols, and everything else concerning Destiny 2. Be sure to let us know how you Guardians feel down in the comment section below. But that's it for this one. I'm out for now. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.
really built up down here. We need to remember this place after we retake the city, so we can clear it out for good.
Or we could let the Fallen have their creepy caves, and not sacrifice more people.
With that shield down, I can finally get a read on the source. It's close. This is it. Hold them off, and I'll use that shank core to shut down the signal remotely.